Now I'm going to talk about Dover Beach. It is written by Matthew Arnod. The English Victorian poet, the Matthew Arnold, most famous poem, Dover Beach, is a dramatic monologue where the poet expresses his frustration and hopelessness of the modern crisis world. He also expresses his view that this kind of situation, where there is neither joy nor love nor light, nor certitude, nor peace, nor help for him, has been created by the decline of faith. Religious faith, that is called religious faith, to be precise. And then now we are seeing the first stanza, which is totally talk about the home. It is night, the home unquiet, the sea is filled with water at the time of the high tide. The moon is shining brightly upon the narrow English channel. Our speaker is staring at the French coast some 20 miles away on the other side of the channel. He sees the light of the French coast gleaming, and now as the light has gone off, he concentrates on the English shore instead. The famous cliffs of Dover stand tall with their large wavering reflection in the quiet sea. The speaker, here the Matthew Arnold, asks his mistress to come to the window to enjoy the sweet night air coming from where the sea meets the moonlight land of France. The Matthew Arnold asks her to listen the continuous and irritating sound of the pebbles drawn by the waves. The waves are drawing the stone backward to the sea and then again throwing them back on the high shore on their return journey. The sound of the waves begins and stops and again begins. The trembling rhythm continues slowly, but now it brings the eternal note of sadness. The monotonous rhythm of the waves makes the speaker depressed. The tone of the foam now changes from the cheerful to the melancholy. Okay, now we are going to see the second stanza. The speaker, the Matthew Arnold, is reminded the Sophocles. The Sophocles was an ancient Greek dramatist. The Sophocles, the author, the ancient dramatist, also had the same sound sitting on the shore of the Aegean Sea. The brought to his means the Sophocles mind of the future of human suffering, like the muddy water going in and out. And like that Sophocles, our speakers also found a feeling of sadness hearing similar sound beside the northern sea, far away from Sophocles' Aegean Sea. And now we are going to see the third stanza. The third stanza, which is totally talk about the human faith. The human faith, the religious faith. And the faith is fellow people once covered the earth like sea water. It was at its fullest as the tide is now. The faith covered the earth like the folds of a bright girdle or folding wall. The comparison suggested that it was not lost, but tightly attached to this world. It was the time when faith made everything easy and solved many problems, made people united, and brought meaningful life. The speaker, here the Matthew Arnold, regrets that those days are now past. The faith is fading away from the society just like the wave is from the shore. Now he only hears the sorrowful roar of the retreating steps of faith with the receding tides. It only leaves behind the chill night wind whistling over the desolate beach with dull edges of the cliffs and pebbles. The poet here creates a fearful picture of the underlining the nakedness of the colorful modern world. And next, the fourth stanza. This fourth stanza, we can see that the dissolute speaker, the speaker is our writer, the Matthew Arnold, now again turns to his beloved and urges her to be the faithful to each other. The dreamy modern world, which seems so beautiful, with its varieties, it is not really a source of joy, love, light, certainty, the peace or health. For pain for the speaker, this crisis artificial world doesn't induce much hope for him. And now the speaker compare this world to a dark place where we are completely unaware of the what we are doing and what are the confused struggle as if ignorant. The soldiers are fighting with each other in the darkness. This is Matthew Arnod's assessment of the morally corrupted modern world full of vanity. And the Arnold sees the life ahead as a continual battle against the darkness. And with the decay of Christianity and the demise of faith, only the beacon of the interpersonal love can light the way. This form, the Dover Beach, is form that offers the reader the different perspective of life, love, and landscape. The Matthew Arnold choose to use first, second, and third person point of view in order to fully engage with the reader. Thank you. Now I am going to talk about Dover